Hey there, Taurus. What's up? Time for your weekly reading. Let's do it. Hey there, guys. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to my channel, Tiana Louise, Intuitive Coach Sultan, here with another weekly reading just for you, Taurus. If you're here, it's because you're in some sort of separation or challenge with your person and you're looking for some clarity, right? To figure out what the hell is going on. All right, so this reading will be good for June 8th through June 14th. And again, this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yay! All right. Let's see what's going on with your person. And while I do that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, right? And before you leave, when we're all done, make sure you drop a comment so I know how it all resonated for you. All right, so we're using these big ass cards, therapy flashcards. When I ordered them, I didn't realize I was ordering the jumbo version. Anyway, they're kind of cute in this size, but we're going to use these to look at the blocks between you and your person right now. What energy is blocking you guys from being able to come together, heal, grow, expand, all that good stuff? What's in the way? Let's take a look. So we have projection. Wow, right? Somebody is denying something within themselves and then projecting their beliefs, their faults, things that happened. They're not taking responsibility for it. They're putting it all on you. They're saying it's you, it wasn't me, right? That never feels good. And then we have obsession, right? And this is something that they're really tied to. Something that they're not willing to get off of right now, right? And it shows up over and over and over and over again, right? This could be an obsessive way of thinking, obsessive way of being, and an obsessive way of projecting their shit onto other people, right? This may be something that's an habitual pattern for them. I don't know why that tongue twisted me. But I wanted to say it's something that could be a habitual pattern for this person, i.e. something really hard for them to break within themselves because they've been this way for so long. This is tough energy. And so what does it get in the way of? Yeah, it gets in the way of you guys being able to have a healthy dialogue, being able to communicate honestly and genuinely with each other, right? There's no active expression or listening going on between you two, right? A lot of the times this is someone who may be over talking you when they're projecting onto you, right? Total lack of awareness that's happening in this connection at this time, Taurus, and I know that does not feel good. So let's pull some oracle cards. This is my love oracle. I want to see how this is actually showing up in the connection right now, this energy that we just looked at, and then we'll pull some tarot cards. Okay, sound good? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, how is this showing up in the connection, like in real time? Okay, so we have coffin. It's killing some stuff between you two. It may be killing the love, maybe killing the romance. It literally may be burying your true emotions, your true feelings, right? But the coffin also talks about endings, bringing new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. I feel like this is stunting the growth in the connection, kind of keeping you stuck in the same place, right? It's like things are kind of dead between you two right now, right? Kind of buried, hidden. And then we have Hammer. Yeah, this is about sabotage, right? Things being destroyed, right? This card also talks about rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it, right? And with obsession, it's like there's something very repetitive about this. So this may be something that's been occurring between you two for a while, or it's definitely not new to the connection, right? You guys have been through this cycle before. So it's like, wow, we're looping through this again, right? The hammer is swinging, you know, its head on us in this way again, right? So there may be an element of self-sabotage here too on behalf of your person, but it's definitely getting in the way of you guys being able to build something better, right? In order to build something better, you would have to get out of this lower vibrational energy of, you know, projecting onto one another, blaming one another, and like really being in this loop cycle around that that's creating discord versus dialogue. Yeah, and then it makes you guys feel like this. Not enough. Someone's feeling like, you know what? Maybe I'm just not good enough, right? And this brings up all kinds of frustration and, you know, lack of confidence. And again, we have self-sabotage. And so this is like fear-based energy, ego-based energy. It's something that each individual has to work through within themselves. There are a lot of worthiness issues I'm feeling coming up in the connection at this time, as well as a lack of communication, a lack of being able to truly speak to one another about what is happening. Like this person, when you do try to talk to them, they may just like literally unload onto you in a way that it's like a one-sided dialogue, right? And it's really just them unloading all of their frustrations and their pain, and nothing really comes of it. It's like they kind of word vomit onto you, and you're just kind of left sitting there stuck. Or maybe you word vomit back onto them, right? But either way, it's not a healthy dialogue. There's no movement, no traction, nothing being resolved. Okay? So let's look at some tarot cards to clarify like what's going on that is creating this between you two. What has happened? Like what is the dealio? Seriously. Like this is like a stalemate between you two. I feel this as like a true, like being stuck in one place, and it does not feel good on either side. Could be some anger issues involved here. Somebody really sticking to their limited perspective. So what's happening that's creating this? What's going on? Okay, we got 7 of Pentacles. So I feel like there's a lack of patience. There's a real frustrated energy here. Someone, you know, feeling like, you know, like they've put a lot in and not gotten a lot out, right? And that's the frustration. That could definitely be your energy, Taurus, right? Judgment, right? This is like awakening card, spiritual awakening, right? Wanting something to, like becoming aware of something and now wanting to see that thing happen. I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some expectations here. Some expectations that you or this person have for one another to be better, do better. That's what keeps coming up for me. It could also be a need to really just, you know, take a time out. Like sometimes when you're around a person for so long, or you're with a person for so long and you don't really have much space between you, you can start to wear on each other. And the Judgment card can definitely be about taking a pause. And the 7 of Pentacles card is, I call that the Patience card. So that's definitely about pausing. So we have 2 cards that's come up here that, reference needing to just pause and reflect. And so that could be what is, creating this discord right now, that you guys just need some space from one another. But with this obsession card, that signals some sort of codependent energy where you, even though you may not be talking all the time, or maybe you're in separation, you're still thinking about them all the time, you're still very much wrapped up into the connection, that you haven't allowed yourself some time and space to just breathe a little bit and not have your energy so tied up in it. And when your energy is so tied up in it, you cannot see it from an objective, clear place, which is what judgment is all about, right? Judgment is about like getting that rebirth, like that coming out on the other side of something. Like, I see it as a very spiritual card, like awakening to some truth that you didn't have access to before. And I feel like that can't happen when you guys are not able to take time away from each other and really like reflect on everything. Yeah, see, Ace of Swords, truth. Like someone needs to get to a certain kind of truth here within themselves first, and then within the connection. This is, the ultimate air sign card. So there's some thinking that needs to happen, some real like meditation and reflection in order to move out of this energy. And in order for that to happen, I feel like you both need your individual time away from the connection. So that could mean, not watching readings, not trying to figure things out, just really like going and living life for a little bit without this so heavy on your heart. Give yourself time to like clear up your energy, so then when you come back to it, you can see things from a clearer perspective. And I feel like your person definitely needs to do that. So I want to look at both of your energies right now to see what's coming up, so we can get a little more information on that. And to do that, I want to use this deck. So they're coming out as King of Cups, Five of Swords, Five of Cups. Yep. They definitely can use a breather. This person is not feeling good right now. They're hurt. They're conflicted. They're totally off balance emotionally. They're confused about what they're feeling. They're not even sure what's going on, but they definitely feel the need to just protect themselves at this time, right? I feel like every time they even get into conversation with you, that's why we have this projection energy. Like, King of Cups, Five of Cups, and Five of Swords, that is projection. That's like quintessential projection. I don't feel like they're in any space right now to look at the truth of the situation, right? They can only look at it from the lens of through the lens of their own pain and their own judgment of you and what has occurred, and blame, right? I feel like they feel like they've lost here. They don't want to lose, right? And so they've kind of cut things, sharply cut things, whether that was with their tongue, but they've like swung the sword, right, to try and protect themselves, but they haven't been able to pick up the pieces. Like, this is something that they're still, very much holding on to, and just wondering, like, WTF, like, what the F, right? So this person has a lot of healing work to do within themselves to get clear before they could even think about having a healthy dialogue with you. What's your energy? So we have Eight of Wands, we have Three of Wands, and we have Seven of Swords. So I see that there's definitely a strong desire for communication, but you also doubt that it's coming, and it's because you recognize this person is in this lower vibrational energy. I feel like you see this person as someone who stabbed you in the back, who manipulated you, who didn't, they weren't on the up and up with you. They didn't, tell you the whole truth, right? Like they didn't put all their cards out on the table. You feel like they ran away from the truth instead of coming to you and really laying things out for you. And that's left you feeling rejected, abandoned, and really hurt, right? And really feeling like giving up on this connection, I feel like, because with this Three of Wands here, like in reverse, and normally I don't read reversals, but since it came out, I took it. Three of Wands is normally about like anticipation, being in anticipation of something, waiting for something. With this being in reverse, with the Seven of Swords, I feel like you in your mind are like, this is never going to happen. This person, like they're never going to tell the truth. Like they're never going to be real with me. And that's actually been a theme coming out in the readings this week. No surprise there, considering that we just had that full moon lunar eclipse, which tends to illuminate things, shake things up, bring things in unexpectedly, as well as push us into revealing the truth. But it also creates a lot of resistance, right? It can create a lot of resistance. And with Mars being in the picture, squaring the moon with that full moon lunar eclipse, it brought up a lot of intense emotion, like all at once, right? So it kind of just like blah, there it is. And I don't know about you, but it can be intense, right? So I feel like you sense this resistance in your person, and looking at their energy, they definitely have some resistance going on where they have, walked away and are kind of, going within themselves, going within their own pain, but not sharing that with you. And I feel like where you are, you're kind of on the fence about, okay, well, do I leave them there and just let them, sit in that, or do I try to do something about it? And right now it's looking like, you're not really sure what to do about it. So let's clarify that with some oracle cards. So for them, we have action, we have winter, and we have offer. For you, we have soulmate, self-worth, and union. Yeah, so there's definitely some feelings of rejection. I feel like, you've really had to look at this situation, or you've put this, the lens of this connection up to, like, you've looked it in the mirror, looked at yourself in it as if it were a mirror, and have started to judge yourself based on what's happened in the connection. Like, oh, if I couldn't make this work, what does that mean about me? Or, oh, if this happened and this person feels this way, what does that mean about me? Because I definitely feel like, they are not taking any action, right? They're not coming toward you. And even though they have a lot of feelings around that, they're hurt, they're, wounded. Like, this is some serious wounding I'm seeing here. And I feel like this is actually a masculine energy with this King of Cups here. For some reason, it's calling out to me as masculine. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is your masculine and you're the divine feminine. I feel like this has really made you question, not only your own worth, but the connection, the spiritual path that you've been on or thought you were on in this connection, wanted to be on in this connection, and really just made you, question whether or not, relationship can work out for you, because you really saw yourself as being with this person, and now that you're not, it's like, well, where does that where does that leave me, right? For them, it's left them not willing to make a move, not willing to come towards you, not willing to offer any kind of apology or explanation, right? They're just stuck on ice, literally, with this Winter card here, in their own feelings, in their own thoughts, right? In their own pain. And that's a toxic energy. Like, it's really toxic. And I don't say that lightly. I normally don't I try not to say things like that. But I mean, it's there. Like, I can't, the cards don't lie. It's there. They're in a really toxic place right now. And I feel like part of the reason why they may be staying away from you is because they get that, they're in this place, and they're in a place of just needing to cut everything off in the interest of saving themselves, right? But this is like devalued you, right? I feel like this has devalued you, made you feel, just really down in the dumps on yourself, right? And really, I'm getting to, there's also some frustration around, like, why the hell is this person like being this way? Like, why are they not, just coming forward and resolving this, cleaning this up? You know what I mean? And I feel like that then puts you into this place of like beating yourself up and questioning like how you could allow yourself to get into a relationship like this with this person. But there's nothing there. Like, don't do that. That's a total waste of your energy. But I do feel like, there's some work that you have to do in order to build yourself back up, to bring yourself out of this energy, right? And detach from this in a way where it's like, okay, if you really felt this, right, don't question that. Don't question that based on, what you aren't seeing right now. But at the same time, you may have to detach from it in the interest of saving yourself, like this person is, and keep moving forward so that you can, not be stuck and feeling down on yourself. So I feel like there's some deep soul lessons for you and this person at this time, because this is definitely a spiritual, like a deep spiritual connection. We have soulmate and union here. We have King of Cups. Like, I feel like you both feel each other deeply on an emotional, spiritual level, because what I think you're missing here is the power that you had to hurt this person in this way. Like, people don't feel like this about someone they absolutely don't care about or don't feel a strong connection with. I feel like this person was really attached to you, and whatever occurred between you two to like break things apart really shattered them, crushed them, made them actually question who they are. So you guys are actually mirroring each other in this energy, right? And there's a reason for that. So I want to look at what some of the soul lessons are for you at this time. So we have discipline, we have forgiveness, and we have happiness. So I feel like with this person, they're very regimented. They're very much, I do this way, I do this that way. If this happens, I respond this way, right? And that's how they've held on to their own sense of self and security, right? And so that's what's made it difficult for them to come out of this energy and really refocus in a way that doesn't have them just stuck on, the bad part of the situation. Like, I feel like they're not able to forgive, so they're not able to heal. But in their minds, it's like, oh no, when stuff like this happens, when I fall out with someone, when these cups are spilled, like, yeah, I have to, figure out in my own mind, like, why that happened. But I'm definitely not going to, like, pick them up and, like, fill them back up. No, they're not going to do that. What they're going to do is, gather up what they can and walk away, because that's what they've disciplined themselves to do, right? They've disciplined themselves in this way because that's their defense mechanism. That's how they keep themselves safe. Okay? So let's look at what it is for you. So we have blame, we have fear, and we have patience. So you may be blaming this person in some way, but with it coming up with this fear card and this patience card, I feel like you're blaming yourself. And that's, something that you tend to do when you get into this fear-based energy, fear of loss, fear of things not working out, fear of being abandoned, fear of someone walking away from you, fear of someone not loving you. The first thing you do is blame yourself. That's why we have the self-worth card here. You go into looking at what's wrong with me, what did I do, how could I have been better, why did I let this happen, that kind of thing, right? You absolutely have no patience with yourself. And I look at this as compassion as well. No compassion, patience with yourself and the process and the reality of sometimes shit just happens, right? Like sometimes shit just happens and people respond and they respond how they respond. And that actually has nothing to do with you. And there was actually nothing that you could have done to prevent it from happening. Right? It happened because it happened, and it was supposed to happen, obviously, right? This card says, I accept that everything happens in divine order, right? Not my order, but divine order. So if it happened, it was supposed to happen. Okay? So I want to look at what can bridge the gap between you two with this kind of energy right now. What could, possibly help things mend? Look at that. Yeah. Meditation. So I view this as rest and recovery, but I also view this as time apart, which we already established, right? Taking some space from one another. This card says, please, dear Archangel Raphael, because this is the Archangel Raphael Oracle deck. It says, please meditate with me and guide my mind and body to focus upon peace, health, and wellness, right? This is about getting back to the energy, the frequency of unconditional love, which somewhere along the lines that has gotten lost in this connection. You need some time and some space to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on over to the extended and dig into some advice messages for you on how you can really do what Spirit is asking you to do in this connection, as well as look at how they, because we haven't looked at all at how they actually feel about you, right? We got what they're doing, right? We got why they're doing it. But nonetheless, what does that mean about how they feel about you in the connection? Where are they on that? I'm sure that's something that you want to know, right? So we'll look at that in the extended, as well as get some messages from them to you, and then some messages from Spirit to you around how to heal this for yourself and with this person. Okay, Taurus? Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. Do me a favor, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. Like, let's talk. This is not a one-way street here. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way conversation. So talk to me in the comments. Let me know what came up for you. Ask me any questions there. I'd love to, just engage with you in that way. And if you want the extended, the link is in the description box below. All right. Peace.